Welcome back. We are landing on the moon. Um, since there's no base at which to land, we cannot use Lola, and we cannot use Land MFD, apparently. I've never actually used it, so that'll be fun. Um, but there are autopilots we can use. Namely, if we go over here, um, Hover and Hover Auto for 200 Spec 7, but we will get there when we get closer to the ground. So I want surface. I'm going to want level horizon. And
Rotation.
to rotate that. Okay. You may notice I'm trying to aim forward. You don't have to because there's no air that's gonna get in your way. Um, so yeah, you don't have to like aim forward or anything. You do have to keep an eye on your vertical speed. That is going to come in. Well, that is going to be very um, important as you get lower. And obviously, if we hit the ground at this speed, we're going a kilometer a second forward and tenth of a kilometer a second down. So we are going to splatter, which means I'm going to do that to get our vertical speed a little bit. No, I said stop. To get our vertical speed down, and I'm actually going to turn around to do this. Again, there's no air to stop us. I hope I have a. There's not going to be a um, anti-grade, is there? Oh well. We're going basically east-west. Yeah, there's not going to be a thingamajig like that. So, um, retrograde is close enough for our purposes. I want hover auto, so Pro 200 Spec 7. Clear Pro 200 Spec 7. And you can set the vertical speed to whatever you want it to be. Like 40, negative 40 is the max. 40, positive 40 is the no. Positive 40 is the max. Negative 40 is the minimum. And so I set it down to negative 40 just to so I'm conserving fuel because again I don't have that much fuel. I'm gonna lower my gear because we're gonna need that down eventually anyway. Um, So yeah, just it's basically just slowing down until you stop. Um, Fuel low, yes. So I'm gonna stop that. Reset the alarm, and so press numpad 0 to switch to auto. So I'm going to switch to auto, and what auto does is it auto lands, and this is especially helpful for when you're landing on a planet with no atmosphere. Not very helpful if you're landing on a planet with air. And what it does is it'll just adjust your hover engines until, and set you down for a nice, soft, smooth landing. Um,
Translation.
I am not sure. Anyway, so I've set that to auto. Um, yeah, I'll deal with the fuel if and when we get there. So here you can see the hover engines are engaging. You can see them firing there. So we're coming down for a landing. Um, so it slows us down. Yeah, we have plenty of fuel. And come down for a nice, gentle landing. Oh, I should switch to surface. Um, we may be moving very slowly, a few meters per second in some direction. I'm guessing backwards. I've never actually landed skew, so I'm not sure what that would do. Yeah, we're going backwards a bit. So, um, not sure what skew would do. Hopefully it wouldn't break the gears, because that would be a bad way to end this. There we go. Nice soft landing on the moon. So here we are. Plenty of fuel to spare. Not really. It's kind of cutting it close. So let's open that up. And it's going to be interesting. We won't be able to get back into orbit with that amount of fuel, though. So there's that. But the arrow has brought with it fuel. So we can target the arrow like that and see where it is. I want to open the nose cone, vacate the chamber, can turn off the strobes, turn off the seatbelt. How come we have an external power unit? We shouldn't have an external power unit. Do we have a fuel hatch? We have external air, too. Huh. We're not on any base, so far as I know. No. We're just kind of on the ground. Apparently we have fuel, too. Well, that's cheating, so I'm not going to use that. I can clear that away. So, open that, outer door. I want to release everything. So, and it doesn't matter when you're grounded how fast you release it, they'll always appear at the wings here. And send Sarah out on EVA. Unlike, spatial EVA, you're on the ground now, so you can walk around. So let's take the flag kit first thing. So pick it up, walk away to about here. That should be good. Drop it, and U for unpacking. And there we go. The beautiful American flag that's really ridiculously tall. How did I get up there to mount it? That is weird. Anyway, so there's a flag. There's some oxygen that we don't need. Grab the XPDR. It tells you what object you have in your hand, right here, XPDR1. Note that walking along the ground raises your cardiac, or your heart rate, which in turn increases the amount of oxygen you use, which decreases the amount of oxygen you have remaining, or the time you have remaining, and eventually you'll get winded and drop down to a slower speed. So walking for long distances, it's not very useful. And I will show you the way to get around that. So here's the XPDR beacon. I am going to go into the glider again and switch to ComNav. And I think it's 105. Nope. Well, let's scan. Dang it, what is the XPDR? Scanning's gonna take forever. I have no idea. UMMU Sarah Green. XPDR, so 12100. So XPDR, we have a very strong signal because we aren't very far away from it. It's right there. In fact, we're probably a little too close to it. So I'm going to go back to Sarah Green, walk forward. I don't think you can repack it. Yep, you can. So for repacking, I'm going to walk out a longer ways. Again, you might find 10 times compression to be more beneficial. So do that. get back to the ship. So we don't want to be doing this for everything, and I will show you a way to get around that when the arrow lands, because we only have these two, and we can unpack them here. There we go. We have become breathless, so we are slowed down to a half a meter per second, and walking very slowly away. Kind of bouncing. It's nice little bouncing things. So I'll unpack that, and it leaves you with a with a command module, which is this kind of big thing with 4 doors and little textures inside. No lights inside, so it can get kind of confusing in there. I realize I don't have a life module, I just have the oxygen. So there we go. That is our base so far. And let's go back inside. Of course, we're too far from airlock. So go back inside, close these, and we have no safe mode, of course. Turn those off. Oh, we might have a safe mode, actually. I'm not sure about that. Well, I guess we could try the battery, or see if there's a kind of... No, because then the life pack will turn off. So battery. Aww. Yeah, I forgot to... Okay. So the battery itself is only to start the APU. And so you can't actually run the ship off the battery. Which means that right now actually our life support is dwindling quickly. So I need to turn these back on. Life pack. So data, you might see it starting to reset itself. Turn these back on. So I'm going to switch over to emergency power, because I kind of want to just enter safe mode. So I don't wanna... okay. So turn on the emergency cell, switch over to emergency power, then I can shut these off. Turn that off. We are using power. Oh, we can't do safe mode on emergency power. Excellent. So I guess I'll just EPU it. Or I'll just leave everything running. That's never going to hurt. One thing I haven't figured out is how to stop emergency power. Of course. No generator buses. There we go. Now we can turn everything on. So turn the seatbelt on just in case something happens. Because then the spacesuits will keep the captain and Sarah alive for long enough. How much reserves do we have? We have a few days worth of reserves, so we're fine. Everything will be fine. I want electrical system. Okay. So switch over. Hey, we are elite kilograms. That's pretty amazing. I've never seen that. So switch back to here. We're still flying around. We can close the docking bay. And so we have 121000 is the XPDR that we want to listen on. And I will continue in the next video.